Okay, good morning. This is my favorite lesson. It really is my favorite lessons. I love doing this. Okay, so remember the honk rule. HONCPS. Anything with CHO, this is a carbohydrate. All carbohydrates are 1-1. So glucose is C6H12O6. All right? If you have CHON, you are a protein. Okay? If you have CHONP, you are DNA. And some protein has the S. So, chomps. Remember this. Oh, lipids. Most lipids also follow the CHO, but lipids do not follow the 1-1. So, this is like rule number 1. Okay. Rule number 2. Carbon has 4. Nitrogen has 3. Hydrogen has 1. Oxygen has 2. Okay? So, that's rule number 2. Rule number 3. Carboxyl. COH. Okay, COH. This is carboxyl. This is carboxyl. This is amine. So R is just more of the molecule. So RNH is amine. OH is I can't remember right now. We'll come back to it. OH. OH is alcohol. OH is alcohol. All right. That's rule number 3. Rule number 2. Carbon has 4. Okay? Now, carbon is special. Single, double, triple bonds. Okay? That's special in rule number 1. Also, carbon can be chains or circles. Circles. Chains or circles. So, this will be throughout the whole thing. Okay, so we got those rules, right? Whee! Done with the rules. Remember those rules. So, the first molecule we're going to draw. So, glucose. Start with the O. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? This is H, OH, OH. O. Make sure the O is to the line. O, H, H. O, H, H. Now this CH2OH. You can also draw it the other way. You can draw it this way, or you can draw it how they did it in the PowerPoint, CH2OH. If you want to draw it out, this is also correct. Okay? You can also go CHHOH. It doesn't matter where it goes. Okay? H, OH, OH, H, OH, H, H, OH. Okay? Number the carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't need to number them on an exam. Just draw it out. Okay? Now, I can do the same thing with less H's. So I can just simply draw it like this. O. There's OH. OH, 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 CH2OH. This is also correct. All three versions, this is your alpha glucose. Glucose. They're all correct. Beta. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. CH2OH. Okay? If you have extra H's, it's fine. You can draw it like that. I can also just simply, if I just did that, that's fine too. So I don't need these extra H's. I can erase them. Okay? I'm being sloppy here because the pictures are good and well drawn on the PowerPoint. So this is beta. This is your beta glucose. Easy. Now glucose, it's C6H12O6. If you want to count to make sure, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Let's count the H's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 H's. Going back to our rules, do not forget the rules, right? Every oxygen, this oxygen here has 2 lines. This carbon right here, the carbon molecule that's right there, there's 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you remember the rules, carbon has 4, oxygen has 2, hydrogen has 1. If you remember those rules, you can always count. So if you know glucose is 6 molecules, okay? So if they ask you to draw alpha, so all you got to remember for alpha and beta is alpha, this H is down, and in beta, this OH is up. That's it. That's glucose. Ribose. Ribose is C5H10O5. So this ring, the O is on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you see how I'm checking myself? Like I forgot that line in the beginning. So when I drew the ring, I forgot that extra line. So there's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons. Okay? Now where's my H? So I have my OH. I have my OH. OH. And notice I'm drawing the line to the O. Okay? CH2OH. Okay? How many O's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 O's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 H's. So my ribose is correct. Bada bing, bada boom. We're done. Okay, now we're going to do amino acids. Amino acid. Wee-hee. Okay, so N, H, H, C, H, R, C, O, O, H. There is your amino acid. Check the bonds. N has 3 lines. Carbon has 4 lines. Carbon, 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. O has 2 lines. Okay, so this gets a little tricky. So the dry form is NH2 This is the same. If I write H2NCHRCOOH, this is the same as me drawing HHCHRCOOH. Okay? This is your amine group. This is your carboxyl. So this is carboxyl. And this is amine. This is the dry form. The wet form is N H H H plus C H R C O O minus. I'm going to draw that better. Okay, so this is the wet form. Both are correct. The only difference is that this H right here moves to this side. So you have NH. So you can also write it out. You could write H3N plus CHRCOOH. Oh, sorry. COO minus. Okay? When you combine, so if I draw a dipeptide now, so N H H, okay? C, now I'm going to just draw out a molecule. I'm just going to do HH. That's fine. C O N. Okay, if you mess this up, if you put NH up, you're still, don't worry. Technically, this is correct. The O goes up, the NH goes down. If you mix them up, you probably won't be considered wrong. But just, this is the correct way to do it. C, H, H. You know what? Just to make it a little different, I'll write C, H, H, H. C, double bond, O, O, H. So this is my dipeptide. Here is one amino acid. Here's so this is amino acid number 1, and this is amino acid number 2. So there is my dipeptide. Really, all you need to do is memorize this. This is it. You have your NH over here. Always put the amine group. The amine group is always on the left. The carboxyl is always on the right. Always draw it like this. Okay? Do not draw the C to the H to the O. If you drew like C, H, O, this is wrong because H only has one bond. O has 2 bonds. So the O needs to be in the middle and then the H. Okay? This is amino acids. Okay. Nucleotides, easy. So you have your phosphate group, your 5 carbon sugar, and then you have your nucleotide base. Okay, lipids. Lipids get a little confusing. So, they're actually really easy to draw. Okay, if I was to write it out, okay, I'm just going to write it out. So this would be, I'm going to write, hold on, where's the color? Okay, so you could write, okay, so on one side you have a carboxyl, right? So you have C, double bond, O, H. Okay? and then you have C, 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 C. Okay, so you have all your H's. You do not need to write a H. A line to nowhere means H. That's correct. You could also write H, O, O, C, and then parentheses, CH2, N, CH3. The CH3 is this molecule. The CH2N, this refers to this portion, and COH refers to that portion. The third way to draw this is C double bond O, O, H, and then you go ch, 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 ch. All of these are correct. That's all correct. This is saturated. Okay, so unsaturated, which has double bond. So you can write C, O, O, H, C, 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 double bond, C, C. So draw your H's. Just go sh, sh, sh. Oopsie. So remember, look, be careful here, right? 4 bonds, 4 bonds, 4 bonds. Okay? Written. Ooh, I don't, the written would be a little different because you'd have CH2, CH2, CH, CH. So you can't write the same way, but I can draw it. So my OH. Why am I scribbling? I have an eraser. Okay, so dun 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 dun. There's my double bond. There's my O. There's my OH. Both of these are correct. They're the exact same thing. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, sorry, I made a mistake here. Dun 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 dun. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double bond is between 2 and 3. So there's my double bond. Now they're exactly the same. Sorry, this. Okay. Now they're exactly the same. So you have your unsaturated, okay? The other lipid is a glycerol. So C, 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 H, 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 OH, OH, OH. So if you can draw fatty acids, you can draw, and glycerol, you can draw a triglyceride. All right, I think that's it for now. That's saturated, unsaturated. So if I draw a triglyceride, so if I'm drawing a triglyceride, so if I have C, 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 there's my H's, okay? So we have a C, double bond, sorry. I think this is a special bond. There's a special bond here. It's like a peptide bond. It's called an Ester Bond. So when you're drawing this, it has an O, and then a C, OH. Sorry, no, there's no H there. Double bond, right? Follow the rules. C, C, C. And so I'm actually, because I'm running out of space on my iPad, I am going to, I'm going to write CH2, CH3. Okay? And then this is, remember, here's that OH, right? This OH is bonding to this OH right here. So we have an O, CO, CH2, CH3, O, CO, CH2 to a CH3. So as messy as this is, there's your triglyceride. You have three, 1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 fatty acids. My glycerol molecule is right here. Okay? This is a triglyceride. If I'm drawing a phospholipid, there's my glycerol, CCC. But now, this one has a phosphate group, O, CO, CH2, CH3. Same as before. CH2, CH3, HH. Okay? So, fatty acid number 1, fatty acid number 2. I got my phosphate group, and there is my glycerol molecule. My glycerol molecule. So if I'm looking at lipids, lipids are made of fatty acids. These are your fatty acids are these, and your double bonded one, and you have your glycerol molecule. So the monomer, there's no lipids. Lipids do not have monomers. They do not have monomers. Lipids are made of glycerol and fatty acids. And you also have examples like cholesterol, which cholesterol is a ring. So cholesterol is like 4 different rings with some chains. And that is cholesterol. Cholesterol is also a lipid. So lipids, a lipid can be rings or chains. Okay? And I'm going to stop right there.